I'm trying to mute so we don't have this noise. In accordance with section 30-4-10 of the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act, all in the immediate area have been notified of the date, time, and place of this meeting. Thank you for joining us via Zoom. Thank you, board members, those of you who are here in person, and others, along with Mr. T.Y., who's here for the media. I now call to order the meeting of the Williamsburg County School District Board of Trustees. We will now bow for a moment of silence. Amen. Please mute your lines as you come in. Let us stand now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will now entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
Madam Chairman, we adopt the agenda as laid out.
Second. It's been properly moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda as laid out. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposers? The ayes have it. We adopt the agenda as written. We will now look at the recommitment to our ethical principles. Our ethical principles, there are 12, and as members of the Williamsburg County School District, I thought it would be appropriate for us to have our first meeting with a recommitment to our pledge. I'm going to ask our secretary, Ms. Carletta Israel, if she will read them aloud. Please follow along with her.
As members of the Board of Williamsburg County School District, we pledge our efforts to improve public education in our community and will solemnly try to represent the interests of the entire district when making decisions and to rely on the available facts and on our judgment rather than on individual special interest groups. Understand the proper role of the board to set policies governing the district and to hear the chief administrative officer to carry out these policies. Encourage an open exchange of ideals by all board members during the decision-making process. Seek regular communication between the board and students, staff, and all segments of the community. Attend all board meetings to study issues facing the board and to enact policy and official action only after full discussion at such meetings. Work with the board members in a conscientious and courteous manner befitting the public trust placed in the position of the school board trustees. Communicate concerns and public reaction to the board policies and school programs to the superintendent and other board members in a professional manner. Support employment of the persons best qualified for staff positions and to ensure a regular and impartial evaluation of all staff. Avoid conflicts of interest and to refrain from using our board position for personal or partisan gain. Encourage recognition of the achievements of students and staff of the involvement of community residents. Support legislation and funding which will improve the education opportunities and environment for students and staff. Take no individual action which could compromise the integrity of the board or administration and to respect the confidentiality of information that is privileged under the Freedom of Information Act. Study current educational issues and to participate in training programs such as those offered through the South Carolina School Board Association and the National School Boards Association. And make sure our district educational setting the best possible to encourage encourage all students to achieve and to love learning. And this is of January 2021.
As members of the Williamsburg County School District Board of Trustees, we do pledge our efforts to improve public education in the communities and will solemnly try to uphold the ethical principles as read. Let us all recommit by saying, we do.
We do.
As the document is passed around, I ask that as an outward symbol of our recommitment, we sign this document and include the district in which we represent. Once that is done, we will ask Dr. Wilder if it will be displayed in a place so that as we continue to meet, it will be a visible sign to us as we continue to uphold our pledge as school district trustee members. Thank you so very much. Dr. Wilder was unable to be with us in person, however, she has joined us via Zoom. I do thank her and her staff for providing us with these packets for the district updates. They are many, so we will try to work through them. Carla, I'm going to ask you, someone's in the waiting room, you'll come let me know. We're going to look first at curriculum and instruction for the 2021 school year, and this is entitled Putting Systems and Structures in Place. Dr. Wilder has asked that I share them, but she is on the Zoom and she is available to answer questions as they come up. The district is looking at new and or developing ideas for the Williamsburg County School District. They are providing cognitive coaching. And the reason is the district needed a model to use to empower teachers to grow professionally and for administrators to use as a guide for communication as they develop teachers. Cognitive coaching is a process. During the process, persons being coached explores the thinking behind their practices. The district has also implemented leadership training, NIET, and that is because Dr. Wilder and her team noticed that during PCLs, there was very little planning and reviewing of data that drove instruction. I've witnessed more what I would call faculty meetings during the day and sit and get instead of true PLCs. So they are working with the teachers to define planning, and it involves them sitting together and planning upcoming lessons.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where you read that?
I'm sorry. It should be the first one in your packet, curriculum and instruction.
Okay.
Number 3, they have implemented a STEM program, S2TEM math training. Why? The district math scores are reflective of approximately 15% of students showing mastery. So we need to increase the content knowledge of our teachers in order to fill the learning gaps of our students. The math professional development for teachers, administrators, and instructional coaches are being implemented. Currently, the sessions are focused on kindergarten through 8th concepts. 4th, the district has implemented learning walks. Someone needs to mute your phone, please. The district and school leadership teams were conducting observations. However, there wasn't any formal training on how to conduct the observations. So the district has implemented learning walks. So they are modeling for our school leaders how to conduct these observations. The district has also implemented ALEKs and Redbird computerized math intervention programs because we needed computerized evidence-based intervention for math. Teacher quality is an issue, so we are using computerized programs to assist with instruction. Edgenuity computerized programs that will replace what we have known as Apex. This was bought prior to Dr. Wilder's arrival. However, we discovered that we had to create a policy manual and complete forms for the South Carolina Department of Education to use this program for credit recovery. In addition, the program is used for interventions in grades 6 through 12. The district has also implemented and created a new 5-point writing position for the district. The reason why? Because we needed more content-specific people to assist the district team. Our writing scores are at approximately 17% mastery across the district. And so Dr. Wilder wanted someone to focus on making sure that writing was occurring in grades K through 2 this year. The district created a new 5-point elementary math position for the district because we needed more focused attention on math. We have math interventionist number 9. ESSER1 funds allowed us to hire interventionists for our elementary schools. The math interventionists are working with mostly grade 3 math students. At the primary school, we are focusing on grade 2. They are using the math curriculum I do, we do, you do, problem solving. There are 4 more. The district has hired district strategic planning facilitators because the department wanted to start a new 5-year plan. However, we did not feel confident enough to create one without guidance. ABII robots, another implementation. To increase student engagement, we will use her with grades 2 and 3 students. Professional libraries, the curriculum and instruction department leaders really need to grow. Dr. Wilder has said, though I do see that many have taken courses and attend workshops, we need to make sure that we are current with research, and I need to make sure that everyone understands who the experts are in education prodigy. I believe this would help with developing our leaders and their practices. And then finally, the Orton Gillingham training. The reason? Because many teachers have shared that they have not had the proper training to teach phonics or to teach students that can't read. I started this training with our interventionists so that they would have another tool in their toolkit to fill learning gaps. However, early childhood teachers need this training as well. I realize that is a lot of information, and actually there are a few more, I'm sorry. But the floor will be open for questioning. Dr. Wilder will answer any questions that we have. In addition, since Dr. Wilder has arrived, she has been transforming our primary school to a public Montessori school. Teacher training begins March 5th, 2021. The reason why? After careful review of our longitudinal data, I noticed that students are entering our kindergarten programs with very few students being at risk. However, only around 25% meet their goals by the end of the year. She has revised all RTI forms for MTSS. Every school was using different forms to request RTI meetings, and there was not a clear expectation for the type of data to collect. So she has worked with the elementary schools and middle schools, and they're in their 3rd year of MTSS. It does require a lot of mindset shifts, which occur once the district team is on board. The principals weekly updates on OneDrive because We needed a way to communicate important information to principals to reduce emails. The district also implemented professional development, which is an electronic screen. It's similar to an arrival departure screen at the airport. The reason she did this is because she thought that a visual, such as a screen outlining all of our professional development, would provide a way to reduce scheduling conflicts within our department. She has implemented summer math camp to provide math professional development for teachers, administrators, and district leaders. Still planning the specifics for the math summer camp. She has instructional cognitive coaches at the elementary level because our elementary teachers need to be very focused on their weekly planning support. She is restructuring the school libraries. Our school library should be the hub of our schools. Dr. Wilder would like to see more book clubs, more book chats, more author presentations, book signings, Readers of the Month programs, book rating teams of students, etc. They have implemented behavioral and social emotional screeners. The State Department of Education would like for us to have evidence-based screeners for behavior and social emotional learning. This time there truly is 5 more. Middle and high MTSS coaches. Our middle and high schools will need someone in the building to facilitate the MTSS program. She has implemented middle and high literacy and math coaches because our teachers need more content support and ongoing professional development during planning. We have study hall monitors. There are 2 per high school. They would monitor the study hall time during transitions, and they could be housed in hallways during class time. The reason I've asked all high schools to place in their schedules a school-wide study hall time. This time would be available for all teachers to work with small groups of students to reduce our number of failing students. They have implemented teaching institutes to partner with a college for graduate credits toward different certifications. AP Teacher Institutes are funded through grants from the State Department of Education. Interested teachers could take the courses face-to-face at the Williamsburg County School District office and receive certifications. She has instituted adult learning institutes to develop a community of learners in the Williamsburg County that are in need of literary support, job support, etc. And the last one is a tree house. And the reason, to inspire our younger students to read the Magis Treehouse series. Teachers could plan trips to the local treehouse and make learning come to life. Each book has a nonfiction component in which groups of students could research the different topics to present as culminating activities for the community. So as we have heard, under curriculum and instruction, that department under Dr. Wilder's leadership has implemented many new initiatives since they have arrived in the district. I'm going to ask, are there any questions for Dr. Wilder at this time concerning curriculum and instruction?
How many foreign teachers do we have?
I'm sorry?
How many foreign teachers do we have?
Dr. Wilder, the question is, how many foreign teachers do we have?
I'm going to try to guess that number, Ms. Cannon, but we do have, I think to say 25% or more. We are reducing that now, however, because the State Department actually has, due to the culture shift and culture shock with international teachers, school districts have been asked to, whenever possible, to keep that at least 10% or less. And we are decreasing that number, but right now I know we're more than 10%. We're like maybe 25%.
Thank you.
One example, we have
Thank you, Dr. Wilder. Any other questions concerning curriculum and instruction?
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
I'm intrigued by the Montessori school, item number 14. It sounds very interesting. With the superintendent, could she elaborate a little on, it says for primary schools, is that, what grade levels would that apply?
Were you able to hear that, Dr. Wilder?
Repeat it,
Yes. Mr. Dukes is intrigued by the Montessori school, and he would like you to elaborate a little bit more on that because it says for primary schools.
Okay, thank you. In reference to the Montessori model, this model is a model that's developed in that students work. For example, you may have a class that consists of first through third grade group, but right now we're focusing on kindergarten, and we're getting training. Now, the training process takes from 6 months to a year, and we're going to start at Anderson Primary School and then branch out to other schools. In essence, what we're trying to do, Ms. Cannon, is to give parents a choice between traditional kindergarten and Montessori. Montessori can go up to actually to elementary school, but right now we're focusing on the kindergarten level, and it really allow a child to work at his or her own pace in terms of his or her developmental skill set.
Thank you.
Would uniforms be a part of the program?
Will uniforms be a part of that program?
We have not discussed that at this point. No, we haven't discussed it before.
Okay. Mr. Diggs?
Yes, how far are we along with the district's strategic plan?
How far along are we with the district's strategic plan?
Great question. We're working on it right now. As a matter of fact, as you will see in this document right here, we actually hired some outside facilitators this year to come in to work with that. The district's component is almost completed. The principal spent the entire day working with school review plans. So the plan is due April 30th. And we should be finished with it. We will definitely be finished for July. So we're ahead of schedule, actually, with the strategic plan.
Thank you.
What date did she say?
Yes, sir?
It's due when?
I can't hear
What
you.
did she say, a due date?
What's your question?
What she said, she stated a due date.
For-
April 30th, okay.
Okay. Any other questions concerning curriculum and instruction?
Yes,
We have one more, Dr. Wilder.
how are our students learning virtually? How is that going?
The question is, how is virtual learning going?
It's a challenge. The major challenge we found middle and high school students. The major focus that we're with the high school students that some of the high school students actually sign in and then leave and go to work. So truancy is a major issue. We really stay on top of the students. I sent an announcement out to all parents today and guardians, encouraging them to allow the students to return face to face. As you are aware of the governor and the State Department of Education, they are really advocating face-to-face 5 days per week. As you are aware, we've always had 5-day face-to-face since we started school. It's not new for us. It's just that the parents have been sending them. Right before our Christmas break, we had almost 1,000 students face-to-face. And after the Christmas break, that number fell off some. And I just sent a request to the principals today asking for the updated numbers, so those numbers get out, I was glad to share them with you. But it's a challenge. It's really challenging. And not just for the students, but the teachers too, because the teachers are actually teaching, they're doing face-to-face and virtual. So it's a challenge. It is a challenge.
Thank you. And I don't think that challenge is unique to Williamsburg County. It's been a challenge across the nation. Thank you, Dr. Wilder. Any other questions?
Yes, let me ask something. How many students do you have in your total school district?
How many students are enrolled in the district?
for foster children in that district. This is another challenge too.
Any other questions concerning curriculum and instruction?
How many students are formerly going to other school districts who's supposed to be coming to ours?
Dr. Wilder, do you know if, how many students are leaving the district to attend to cross the district lines to go to school?
I don't have that number in my head for six, I can because I see it. We have students crossing the line coming here, as well as crossing the line leaving the district. How many kids per se, I really do not know.
Anything else?
Yes, one other question, I may have missed it. How many students do we have doing in-person learning as far as the classroom and coming to school at this time?
Do you, how many students are face-to-face?
Right, face-to-face.
I just said that, right
What
before I
percentage
came
of
out
them?
of 1,000 students face-to-face. The last count was close to 700. I just asked each principal today to send the face-to-face numbers by 12 noon tomorrow, so I can get it to Ms. Cannon and to give it to you.
About 700, but will receive the information from the principals, and I'll send it to you all.
Okay.
The update. Okay. We have some very thick packets of information. I know tonight we will not be able to go through them all, as Dr. Wilder does have another meeting she needs to go to, but we will be able to go to another section. And maybe by our next meeting, we can complete this information. Is that okay? We will now look, the next thing in our packets are from the Office of Maintenance, Innovations, and Improvements from 2018 to present. And this is presented by Mr. Michael Barano. District-wide projects, this is what he has done. All of the buildings, the exterior have been painted. HVAC replacements at all facilities. They've installed LED marquee signs, purchased new chairs and music stands at all the high schools, installed metal detectors at all the schools. All the schools have entry buzzers, purchased janitorial cleaning equipment at all facilities, received and distributed student desk furniture. Those came from Lexington 1. They have replaced and repaired stadium lighting at all the high schools, completed clean up and shut down at D.P. Cooper Elementary, and have outsourced ground maintenance. To the district office annex, they've purchased 3 additional district vehicles, 6 new maintenance trucks or vans, the relocation of all district office personnel to the annex, removed 8 dilapidated mobile units, installed handicap entrance and parking lot, Building A, refurbished hearing conference rooms, constructed security booth and entrance, installed ornamental and black vinyl fencing, dropped ceilings in Building A, hall and professional development room, remodeled, partitioned 7 offices in Building D. As we look at each school, the Kingstree Middle Magnet School, they've constructed teacher parking lot, replaced chain fencing, the gymnasium floor and bleachers, removed the playground equipment, replaced kitchen drain lines, the carpet in the front office and dining's office, replaced handicap ramp at Hall 400, and removed dilapidated mobile unit. At Kenneth Gardner Elementary, replaced carpet in media center and music room, and landscaped the front entrance, and replaced the boiler in the kitchen. At Hemingway M.B. Lee Middle, interior painting has been done, and they've installed ornamental and black vinyl fencing. At Anderson Primary, Installed ornamental and black vinyl fencing. Playground equipment was purchased. Refurbished 2 special needs classrooms. Installed fencing and unsecure entrances. And upgraded exterior lighting. C.E. Murray Middle School. Remodeled teacher support room. Refurbished band room and ROTC. Interior painting. Replaced carpet in the media center. Installed walkways and canopy. Constructed secure entrance at front office. Installed, I'm not sure how to say that word, Vicata cameras. Replaced all interior doors and windows. Constructed book room in the old gym. Refurbished canteen in the old gym. Installed carpet in the conference room. And replaced exterior doors at the old gym. Hemingway High School. Installed ornamental and black vinyl fencing. Interior painting. Replaced carpet in office. Replaced turf at the football field. And replaced fire alarm. The Hemingway, well, the HCTC, they removed trees and overgrowth around the fence. Installed ornamental and black vinyl fencing. At Greedyville Elementary, replaced hot water heater in the kitchen. Cleared and cleaned Nature Park. Installed fencing at unsecure entrances. Replaced kitchen drain lines. Refurbished the parenting center. Replaced carpet in the media center. At Hemingway Elementary, they have repaired parking lot lights. Installed sidewalk at back entry. Replaced carpet in the media center. And finally, at King Street Senior High, replaced carpet in media center east and west. Replaced carpet in office east and west. Installed fencing at unsecured entrances at the Hope Academy. Refurbished 4 mobile units at Hope Academy. Installed the Vicata camera system at the east. Upgrade exterior lighting east and west. And replaced the PA system east gym and west cafeteria. We have been invited to visit the media centers. Dr. Wilder has shared that they have all been upgraded from where they were. Her only request is that we contact the district secretary, Ms. Francine Owen, to let her know that we're coming so that they will know that we're going to be in the school. So if you let me know a day that you want to go, we don't all have to go together, but if you decide to go in separate groups, just so we can contact Ms. Owens or the school, and she will contact the school, and they'll know we are coming in. Do you have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
If I may, I would like to also add, it's not only in business, but we have, we've done Anderson Primary School and Williamsburg with new murals throughout the building. I don't know if you can recall or not, but there was some, I know you guys old as up, but there was some, story characters on the walls, like the 3 little pigs and the 3 little red heads and so forth. We've taken all those murals out and we put new murals through Anderson Primary and Williamsburg. So next to the media centers, I would really like to go and see beautiful murals that are throughout those 2 buildings.
If you all heard that, okay, good.
I got a question.
Yes, sir. Question?
Install, what, they call it cameras. I see where they're installed at C.E. Murray, King Street, Senior High. Why hasn't it been installed at Hemingway, or did it need it?
The cameras, Dr. Wilder, they've been installed.
King Street Senior High and C.E. Murray.
What school is that? C.E. Murray,
Yes, ma'am, we did, we started at, we installed the cameras first. We have the most disciplinary problems, and we had more problems at King Street High School. So we started there first. As in fact, we installed the cameras on the east campus. We haven't done the west and we did the east. And we left there and went to C. Murray. And due to the pandemic, it's stopped right now, but we're going to finish that project. The cameras actually allow me to look. I can sit at my desk and look in everybody's classrooms with the camera. So we're going to hopefully finish that project.
Okay, so they will be installed at Hemingway as well.
some point?
Yes.
Madam Chairman,
Yes, sir.
before the state takeover, the district purchased the tennis court near the junior high. That land was purchased by the district for King Street Junior High Middle School. What is being done with that property?
Dr. Wilder, the district owns the tennis court across from King Street
Middle School.
Middle School.
Yes.
What are we doing with that property? Do you have any vision for that?
Oh, it's the tennis court?
The tennis court across from,
Across from King Street Middle, across the street, the old recreation tennis court was. That was purchased.
is that King Street Junior High? Is it King Street Junior High? I'm sorry, I think it's King Street, well, it's the Middle Magnet School.
Right.
All right, it's a vacant lot now, pretty much.
A tennis court?
It used to be a tennis court. Mr. Baker says now it's a vacant
It's a
lot.
vacant
And
lot.
the district owns that
The
property.
district owns that property.
Yeah, I knew that we owned that. I tell you what I found out, Miss Kennedy. Did you know that the district owned the pool? That pool that was over there?
Oh, no, I didn't.
What's that?
The pool, we own the pool by Tomlinson.
Yes.
Yes.
I knew about
I
that.
found out, the county was actually working on a grant to refurbish that area. And when they went to see, or to get the deed title, it was discovered that the property belonged to the district. So I immediately called the insurance reserve and told them, if they knew that we had a pool, the insurance would be out the roof. Because actually, we had to total that pool. So first thing we did was I got the fire department to drain it for us. So it's now drained. But I had to look into the tennis court. I didn't realize the tennis court was there.
Right.
I just saw the vacant lot, but I can take you to it.
Yeah,
But there is a plan to refurbish the tennis lot, the tennis court at that King Street campus because our kids need more than football and basketball.
Absolutely.
So one plan, when things can get back to normal, we are going to refurbish that tennis court.
Did you hear the answer?
Yes, I heard.
Okay.
All right.
Did you have a question?
well, I can just say that, some of the property owners adjacent to that, across the street or whatever, they've kind of complained about, the grass growing up and, and asking about it being maintained. So I've actually had one or two call me about it, but I just referred it to Mr. Barron.
Okay. Did you,
Is that the King Street Middle School you're talking about?
the Middle Magnet School, yes,
Right.
he said that, Mr. Baker has gotten a few calls from property owners that the grass is growing up and is not kept. And he just referred the information to Mr. Barron now.
Okay, I'm writing, I'm giving myself a note right now, Little Magnet.
Yes.
Okay,
I have one
I
question.
would tell them that. Okay, that first of all.
They're talking about the property that was with the tennis courts and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's not, I've heard some complaints about that too.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I have one question. What percentage of the space, and I think this comes under this, what percentage of the space at King Street Senior High is being used? Is there any, is 100% of the space being used? I know when the school was built, it was built for a certain number of students. Then I understand that we have decreased since then. Is all of the space being utilized in some way or another?
At the King Street Senior High School, I'm assuming both campuses.
Right.
The question is, are all the spaces being utilized, or is there some empty spots?
There's vacant space.
There is some vacant space.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
my constituents were asking me about the mobile units at D.P. Cooper. Who were they sold to? Were they sold, and who were they sold to?
The mobile units that were at D.P. Cooper, were they sold, and do we remember who they were sold to?
They were, I'm thinking they were auctioned off, and the state department was actually over that project. But I don't know who they were sold to.
is the validity, is there a reason why I need to know who they were sold to? The State Department handled that and they were auctioned off.
But they authorized us to do that, so I mean,
Well, we understand that,
go
but
back
there
and
was
pick that
some,
up.
there was some concern, some of the people in the area wanted them, and they didn't have a chance to bid on them, that's what it was.
Oh, he just thought, some
They
people in his
did not
area
know it.
did not know they were being auctioned and didn't have an opportunity to bid, so.
And some people in the community wanted them, and that,
But that article was always in the paper, and if you read the public comments, you won't see it.
Okay. It was advertised in the paper.
okay, a lot of people didn't know.
Dr. Wilder, we do know that you have another engagement, and we've already covered, we asked you for an update, and you certainly have provided that. We've only covered 2 areas tonight, but we will schedule another meeting soon, because we do want to be aware of what's going on, and I know that we have some community members on the Zoom call, and we appreciate the information that your staff has put together for us. And we really appreciate you and working with us. It is our goal to continue to support you in your vision for our district. And again, if there's anything that we can do, please do not hesitate to contact us. We do have reports.
Well, I have a sorority sister. We have an Omega service I need to,
Right.
I have about 5 more minutes.
She's got about 5 more minutes, but we do have reports here from the Office of Professional Development and Innovations, from Dr. Myron Davis. We have a report from the Office of Student Services and Transportation from Dr. Brian McKnight. We have a report from the Office of Finance, Ms. Wendy Fulton. We have a report from the Office of Professional Development from Ms. for Professional Development, Innovations, and Improvements from Ms. Lisa Murphy, who is the Executive Director of Special Services, and Office of Technology from Mr. Ernest Young, the Director of Technology. We have a report from the Office of Power School and Innovations from Ms. Anita Swinton. A report from the Office of State and Federal Programs and Innovations and Improvements from Ms. Ernestine Young, Executive Director of Federal Programs, and one from the Office of Early Childhood Literacy and Parenting. And that comes to us from Ms. Ruby Faison, who's the coordinator of early childhood. So we will continue to read these reports and continue to share them, because when we are asked questions, we do want to give accurate information as questions come to us. And so we thank you again, Dr. Wilder, for your time. And we know that you have to leave us. Are there any other questions or answers? She has about 3 more minutes.
And when you tell them I have an Omega service, I need to attend.
Yes, I think you all heard, but she just wants me to say again, the reason she can't stay on the call, she does have an Omega service that she needs to attend for a fallen sorority sister.
Mr. Baker has a question.
You have a question?
Well, just a comment. I think the work that, that's put together here is very impressive. The direction is, I think, exceptional. So I'm very pleased by what I see here.
Commendations, Dr. Wilder. The work is exceptional. Very pleased with the job that you're doing. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay. And we want to thank those of you who have joined us for this call tonight. I'm learning how to work this machine in front of me, so I just admitted 2 people. Welcome, but as we are closing, no further questions and answers for tonight. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, Madam Chairman, that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion made, properly seconded, that we adjourn this meeting. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.